This was really a game changer for me when I understood this. So I used to follow quite a lot of work from Joe Dispenza and Bruce Lipton. And for those of you that don't know Joe Dispenza, he was an osteopath in training. At the age of 19, he was competing in a triathlon in LA. And when he was on his bike, there was like this cross junction. And the steward was like, "You're free to come across. And as he come across, this truck just smashed him. And not only smashed him, it ran him over as well. And he broke pretty much every bone in his body. He was in the hospital. And they gave him two options. They said, "Look, we can operate on it. We're going to put a rod through your spine, but you're never going to walk again. Or you don't have the operation, but your lungs are collapsed already. You're not going to be able to breathe. And you've literally got a 5% chance of functioning again. You're never going to walk again." He realized when he was studying how fascinating and incredible how credible the body actually was. So he took that risk and said, "Right, I'm going to heal myself." So when he was on his bed, he literally took his attention, and because he knew the joints, he knew the muscles, he knew every part of the body from his training, he spent each day or each meditation on one different part of the body. He'd take his attention on that, and he would focus on what it actually does as that function. And when your eyes are closed, nothing's real anymore. It's just your imagination, and then it's your senses again, your feelings. Within 12 months, he was back in the gym. And he's got so many different books on this now. And what's beautiful about his work, he is a doctor. He does it all with brain scans. And there's a thing that I've been studying called epigenetics, which is gene expression. So you can literally influence every single gene within your body, every single cell within your body. So when we say that diabetes is in the family, or heart problems, it's hereditary, we pass it on. That's actually a myth. 5% can only be passed on, only 5%. And again, I can show you the studies on that, which means 95% of the time you can control every part of your body. So when we do get the same complications of our family, what they say is the same is the environment. Our first 7 years as a kid is subconscious. So we literally take on that environment from our parents, from our surroundings. So whatever they say, their behaviors, their stresses, they take that on as truth without realizing that gets cemented into their subconscious. So we got the conscious brain and the subconscious brain. What subconscious is, it's our body's ability and our body's role is to make our life efficient. So it'll find the best solution using the least energy. When we do things again and again and again, that uses energy, but we do it so much that in the end, your subconscious goes, "I've got this, and I'm going to park that into my subconscious." It's like my automation now. It already knows what to do. Driving is a perfect example. To start with, you learn on your driving, you're conscious. You're looking in your mirrors, you look up, you look right, you're a bit like a robot because there's thought involved. But after a while, you do it so much, half of you mostly driven somewhere and you didn't even realize how you got there. That subconscious is automated. That's how amazing the body is. So let's use that same analogy then. If I keep having these same stress thoughts, stress, my body's like, "You're wasting energy. I've got it now. I'm going to store that stress in the body." This is where we start manifesting our own illnesses. Cancer is 1 in 2. And cancer is purely imbalance of the body. There is stuff in your life that is not serving you. And it might not even be because we're aware of it, but there could be a constant thought. There's something we worry about all the time. If we do the same thing again and again, it's like a signal and an instruction to the body. And I like to use it imagine this as a keyboard. Stress. To start with, it's not a physical symptom. But in the end, it gets so much because it's automatic. Then your body's like, "Right, I need to do something. I need to protect this now." Tumor goes on. That tumor is really your body's defense mechanism to go around the problem area so that cell can kill itself. That's how effective it works. So all our imbalances are our fault from the stimulation that we give it. The habit. There's an amazing book called The Power of Habit, and it shows you literally how automated our lives are. Did you know that 95% of our thoughts are the same thoughts as yesterday? 95%. So that means we're only conscious 5% of the time. All the moments that you remember in your life, when you're like your best holiday moment, or the moment your kids take that first step, you're present, you're conscious, you remember it. And it stays you for ages. But there's loads of things that happen in your day, you can't even remember what you did 3 days ago. It's because we're not being present. We're subconscious. We forget about it. So when we talk about being present, what that does is allows us to be in the moment and actually to enjoy it all. And when we're being present, our body's in harmony again. So habits, you can't change a bad habit, but you can override them. In that book, it shows you how this one guy, he got dementia and he used to just forget everything. But he used to walk around the block, the same walk every single day. And even when he forgot his memory, he would still naturally just go out and go for the same walk. And they showed that within the book, there was one day where there was roadworks. So they blocked off the roads and this guy got lost. He didn't know where he was because he wasn't with it anymore because he'd gone so much into that subconscious state. When he went to automation mode, when these barriers come in the way, he didn't know what to do because it was subconscious. So even if your brain's not functioning, your body still does it. It's automatic. That's how powerful this is. So it's to think, if you've got things that are not serving you, we need to now become conscious to become aware of it first. And when we are conscious, we give it new instructions. So habit, normally when we're awake, we do a task and we do it again and again and again to the point where we remember it. But that's a long-winded way of remembering. Meditation allows you to bypass that because you're in the mid-phase. You're conscious and subconscious at the same time. So when I'm sitting there now, I can think I'm present, but I'm now telling my subconscious what I want. I can throw it straight in there because I'm now feeling it. I'm experiencing the whole thing. So I can keep going back to this new, say I've got a pain on my knee. I can sit there. What do I actually want with it? It's uncomfortable to start with. Okay, now I'm going to teach it to walk. Now I'm going to move it. I can re-instruct my body and then throw it into my subconscious, and then that stores. That kind of summarizes up subconscious and conscious. But just to know that 95% of our day, so even the words that we use, when we wake up, we didn't actually just go straight and brush our teeth. Brushing our teeth is one of the most unconscious activities you can do. So we can then do things that are more mindful, brushing your teeth. Next time, look at yourself in the mirror, watch your eyes. Notice here, where'd you go? Change it with your left hand. You'll find it's really, really confusing because you're bringing present again. So even if it's not meditation, there's things that we can do throughout the day where we can break the habits. But the first thing is to become aware of it. The moment you become aware of it, then you catch yourself. Sometimes it's frustrating. It's like, oh, I did it again. Oh, I did it again. That's amazing. That's the first step to awareness. Awareness causes change. And a good analogy to look at, if you're at the top of a hill and you're in your car and you've left the handbrake off and the car starts rolling down, what do? You quickly get in and pull the handbrake up. You won't just let it crash all the way down, right? It's awareness. So there's going to be times, guys, where you forget. And it's the moment you catch yourself. It's the same meditation. Our mind goes off wandering. And as soon as I remember, I bring it back again. And to start with, it's frustrating. You realize, God, my mind's just gone off there again. I've got to put it back. After a while, that doesn't happen as much because you are just present. I don't even hear words now. I find the guided stuff really difficult because I'm so into it. It's just now a noise that comes into me. So you can get really creative with that as well. So I wanted to just plant that seed because it has a massive impact on the things that we do in our life. So if we can now start becoming aware of the things that stress us, just bring awareness to it. When your eyes are closed, we can deal with that stress. You're in control of it all. Post-trauma, we can go back and relive that with our eyes closed with a new awareness to it. That post-trauma, that stress, that feeling, that emotion, that's in your body. So if we can now go into our body and understand, oh, that is stress. Where is it? What is it? What am I thinking for it to happen? I'm creating these new neuro pathways. 21 days, if you did the same thing again and again, will create a new neural pathway. So that's why you see a lot of these 21-day meditations. That is the reason why they do that. So this goes well beyond of just sitting here with your eyes closed humming. It has a massive impact on our lives.
Lovely.